My name is Priya Verma Kumar and I welcome you to the Interview Communication Masterclass. It's a 3-video YouTube series and this is the first video of the series. Now let me tell you something that no one in your college, your coaching class or your HR training ever told you. You could have the perfect resume, the right skills, the right experience and you will still lose the job. Why? Because you cannot communicate clearly in the room. My name is sat across from hundreds of candidates. And the number one reason brilliant people don't get selected, it's not their knowledge, it's how they say it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's going wrong with the way most people speak in interviews and give you a simple system to fix it. Stay till the end because the last habit I share is the one most people skip and it is the most powerful habit. Let's begin. Now the problem is why communication fails. Here's what happens in most interviews. The interviewer asks a question, the candidate's brain goes into panic mode, and what comes out is a wall of words, fast, breathless, unstructured. That makes the interviewer work hard just to understand what you're saying. That effort, that mental work the interviewer has to do creates friction. And friction creates doubt. And doubt kills offers. The irony, you probably knew the answer, but how you said it made it seem like you didn't. So let's break this down. There are 3 specific communication mistakes that most candidates make, and I call them the 3 killers. Killer number 1, filler word overload. So basically I was kind of responsible for the project and we did it and all. Did you count how many filler words I was using? Approximately 5 to 6. Now all these filler words basically so are the single biggest credibility killers in spoken English. Every filler you use signals that your thinking is not organized, even if it is. The fix is not to speak fast, it is to learn to be comfortable with silence. A pause is not awkward, a pause is confident. I'll show you how to practice this in a moment. Now coming to killer number 2. No structure when a candidate rambles, going from point to point with no clear beginning, middle or end. The interviewer cannot remember anything they said. And what people can't remember, they can't evaluate positively. Now the most powerful framework you can use is called the answer, reason, example structure, ARE. Answer the question first, then give one reason, then back it with a specific example. Now my biggest strength is problem solving. I say that because I stay calm under pressure and break complex issues into smaller parts. Now for example, at my last job, a client escalation came in at 5 p.m. on a Friday. My team was panicking. I mapped out the issue, delegated 2 parts, handled one myself and resolved it by 9 p.m. Same content, structure, deliver, completely different impression. Yeah? Now coming to killer number 3. Wrong pace nervousness makes you speed up. And when you speed up, you compress your sentences, you lose your pauses and you lose your authority. There's a reason why every powerful speaker you've ever listened to, a leader, a TED Talk presenter or a CEO, speaks slower than you think they should. Slowness signals control. It signals confidence. It signals that you believe what you're saying is worth listening to. Now here is a benchmark. Aim for 120 to 140 words per minute in an interview. Conversational but deliberate. Not slow, deliberate. Let me spend a moment on the ARE because this framework alone, if you practice it for 2 weeks, will change your interviews completely. A stands for answer. Give your direct answer in 1 sentence, not paragraph, 1 sentence. Interviewers want to know you can get to the point. R stands for reason. Back up your answer with a rationale. Why is this the answer? This shows thinking. Okay. E stands for example. Give one specific real example, not a general claim, something that actually happened. This makes you believable. Now let me show you the difference with the classic question. Tell me something about yourself. Now without ARE would be, my name is Priya, and basically I've been in marketing for about 3 years, and I worked in various industries, education, tech. I did my masters from Delhi, and I like, strategy and all. Now with the ARE framework, I'm a marketing professional with 3 years of experience in education and tech. I specialize in brand strategy because I find that's where long-term business impact gets built. In my last role, I led a repositioning campaign for a regional brand that grew its market share by 18% in 6 months. Now that was same person, but night and day difference. Then comes the pause technique. Now let's talk about the most counterintuitive skill in interview communication, the pause. Most people are terrified of silence. The moment a question is asked, they start talking, even before they've thought. This is a mistake. And here's what I want you to do instead. When you hear a question, take one full breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That's 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, your brain organizes and then you speak. Try it right now. I'll ask you a question. Don't answer immediately. Breathe first. What is your greatest weakness? Now, did you feel the urge to just blurt something out? Was it? That urge, that panic is what you need to override. Okay? And you override it with breath. The pause also signals confidence, right? So when you pause before answering, you communicate. I am not afraid of this question. I choose when I speak. That is what is called authority in an interview. Then comes voice tonality, which is the invisible signal. Now here's something no one talks about. In an interview, 38% of the impression you make is from your tone of your voice, not your words, your tone. If you have to answer a question in a rising tone, like you're asking a question at the end of statement, you sound uncertain. If you are, if your content is perfect, if you answer in a flat monotone voice, you sound disengaged. You make the interviewer feel like you don't care. What works is a falling tone at the end of statements. It lands. It sounds conclusive. It says, I am sure of this. Now practice this. Say the sentence, I am confident in my ability to lead teams 3 times. Once with a rising tone, once with a flat tone, and once with a gradual fall. Okay? Now what you will notice is, one feels like you mean it. You'll immediately feel the difference. Okay? The falling tone version sounds like the person who should be hired. Now coming to the daily habits. Here is one daily habit that will make everything I've said stick to you. Okay? Every single day for at least 3 weeks, record yourself answering one interview question. One. That's it. Watch the video back. Count how many fillers you use. Check your pace. Did you pause? Did your tone fall or rise? This one habit, record, watch, fix, will do more for your interview communication than any coaching session or book. Because you will hear yourself the way interviewers hear you. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. In second part of this series, I'm going to go deeper in the body language and non-verbal communication. The signals you don't even know you're sending that are deciding your fate before you say a word. So don't miss it. If this helped you, share it with someone who has an interview coming up. They need this more than they know. Thank you.